Okay. Welcome back, everyone. Now the remaining questions of amino acids. See, first question, comparing the pK value of alanine and polyalanine, the titration curve of alanine shows the ionization of two functional groups with the pK value of 2.34 and 9.69. We know about that. Corresponding to the ionization of the carboxyl and the protonated amino group respectively, the titration of the di, tri and larger oligopeptide of alanine also shows the ionization of only two functional groups, although the experimental pK and pK1 and pK2 are different. Trend in the pK values is summarized in the table. See, in this amino acid or peptide, pK1 and pK2 have given alanine and chain of the alanine, two components of alanine chain, 3 component and a number of alanines. In this pK value, pK1 increases and pK2 decreases. So so the questions is, why does the value of pK1 increase with each additional alanine residue in oligopeptide? Because electrostatic interaction between the carboxylate anion and protonated amino group of alanine zwitter ion favorably affects the ionization of carboxyl group. This favorable electrostatic interaction decreases as the length of polyalanine increases, resulting in an increase in a pK1. Got it? When one water molecule remole, but electrostatic interaction between these two groups favorable the effect on ionization of carboxyl group, so increases the pK1. Then next question, why does the value of pK2 decreases with each additional alanine residue in oligopeptide? Same one, ionization of the protonated amino group destroy the favorable electrostatic interaction. What is ionization interaction? So ionization of the protonated amino group, that is NH from NH3 2 to the NH2 positive. These interactions destroy the favorable electrostatic interaction, so the pK2 is decreases. With the increasing distance between the charged group, removal of the proton from the amino group in polyalanine becomes easier and thus pK2 is lower. Then next question, isoelectric point of histidine. Histones are the protein found in eukaryotic cell nuclei tightly bound to the DNA, which has a many prosthetic groups. The pi of histone is very high, about 10.8. What the amino acid residue must be present in relatively large largely in histone? In what way do this residue contribute to the strong binding of the DNA? The range for this in this question already gave the pi of histone is very high, about 10.8. So lysine, which are the amino acid mostly present, lysine, histidine, arginine, because these are the positively charged group. And in what way this residue contribute to the strong binding of the DNA? Negatively charged phosphate group in DNA interact with the positively charged group in histones. Histones have high pH 10.8. pi of histone is very high, 10.8. Then that contain largely amino acid, positively charged amino acid. So this positively charged amino acid interact with the negatively charged phosphate group in DNA. Next question, the size of protein. What is the approximate molecular weight of protein with 6H2 amino acid residue in a single polypeptide chain? The average molecular weight of protein amino acid is nearer to the 128. Okay, because of molecule of the water, and the molecular weight of water is 18, is removed to each create each peptide bond. So the average molecular weight of amino acid residue is in a protein is 110. So 6H2 amino acid into the 110 is equal to 75,020 molecular weight. Next, subunit composition of protein. A protein has a molecular mass of 400 kilodalton when exclusion chromatography are subjected to the gel electrophoresis in the presence of the sodium dodecyl sulfate. The protein gives the three bands with the molecular masses of 180, 160 and 60 kilodalton. When it carries this electrophoresis carried out in the presence of SGS and diethiothritol, three bands are again formed, and these different masses of 160, 90 and 60 kilodalton determine the subunit composition of the protein. Okay. See, 180 molecular masses, three bands of molecular masses are 180 plus 180 plus 160 plus 60 is equal to 400 kilodalton in the presence of SDS. But bands obtained in presence of SDS and diethiothritol is 160 plus 90 plus 60, that is 310. But total molecular weight is 400 kilodalton. So in addition, 160 plus 90 plus 60 plus 90 is equal to the 400. So the protein has 4 subunits with the molecular masses of 160, 90, 90 and 60 kilodalton. And the 290 kilodalton subunits are linked by one or the more disulfide bonds. Next question, then purification of enzymes. A biochemist discovered and purifies the new enzyme and generating the purification table. This all about the crude precipitation in salt, pH, then ion exchange, affinity and size exclusion chromatography, then total protein and activity. From this information given table, calculate the specificity of the given enzymes of each purification. The formula of the specific activity is the ratio of total activity divided by total protein. That is the specificity of the crude extract is 4,000,000 divided by 20,000. That is 4 lakh divided by 20,000. Though then the specificity of the crude extract, that is step first, is 200 unit per mg. Then step 2 is a 600 unit per mg. Step 3 is a 250 unit per mg. Step 4 is 4,000 units per mg, and step 5 15,000 units per mg, and step 6 is 15,000 units per mg. Then which of the purification procedure used for this enzyme is most effective? Which one is the most effective? Step 4, because step 4 shows the highest specific activity. How many? Sorry, because step 4 shows the specific activity near about the 4,000 unit per mg. But after that, after this step, the specific activity, there are no changes in specific activity. So step 4 is perfect. Then which of the purification process is less effective? Step 3, because in the step 3 the specific activity is very less. Then is there any indication based on the result shown in the table that the enzyme after the step 6 is now pure? What else could be done to estimate the purity of enzyme preparation? Specific activity. All purification procedure carries. Then after step 6, what will we do? Then is there any indication based on the results shown in the table that the enzyme after step 6 is pure? Then specific activity did not increase in the step 6. What is? Yes, specific activity did not increase in the step 6. And what else could be done to estimate the purity of the enzyme preparation? We do the STS polyacrylamide gel electrophoresis. Thank you.